Welcome back to Cooking with Allizard, where we stir the pot and serve the real tea from the airsoft industry. I'm Alex, and joining me is Alan.
Hey guys, welcome to the show.
Last time you talked about starting over, new office, new team, new product direction. You had product in hand and you were ready to step out. Most companies would just make a big splash at SHOT. Was that the plan for KRYTAC?
Oh no, not at all. We were super secretive about launching airsoft products, so not a single Crytek product were at the booth. We decided not
Wait,
to do it all. Yeah.
so there wasn't even a KRYTAC booth that year?
No, it's just the Chris booth. Now, I want to clarify a couple of things. One is obviously we want a surprise. We don't want to tell everybody. On the other hand, company policy want to clearly separate between firearms and airsoft. So from that point on, we are not showing any airsoft products at SHOT Show floor.
Ah, so no booth, no signs, nothing on the floor. Then how are you planning to pull off the launch?
Well, SHOT Show is very famous for their industry parties after the show's hours over. So they usually invite a lot of people within the industry to attend their parties, like the Cry parties or the whatever firearm companies that have their own parties. So we using that excuse basically to invite people to join our venues. So we picked out a place called Machine Gun Vegas.
So on the surface, it just looks like another relaxed SHOT Show get together.
Yeah, we only tell the folks from retailers, distributors, media, influencer, just coming over. We have a after party and come over and shoot some vectors and have a drink on us. And don't worry about driving. We got shuttle bus to pick you up.
And that shuttle bus thing, it probably felt like a small hint that this wasn't a typical hangout.
I think some of them took the hint because why would a firearms company inviting a bunch of airsoft people? All the faces are very familiar. So I think that among them have been already have some suspicion. So yeah, they when they arrive, we check them in, and the reception. They couldn't see the inside immediately, so there's like an L shape, right? So they walked in, they have to go through, check in, make sure everybody's okay. They're supposed to be there. Then we give them a wristband, and they walk in. They see the lobby. They see tables, people serving drinks. There are hors d'oeuvres, food over there. And then in the back of the room, there's one big giant sign say Crytek, and there seems like some display in the back. Um, some of them probably feel a little bit confused because wait a second, this is supposed to be a Chris party, but why is another brand name you've never heard of? What's Crytek?
Mm-hmm. That's the exact moment where the room realized this wasn't just drinks.
Um, well, I think actually a couple people thought that okay, well, there's some kind of review party. Maybe Chris is launching a new product line called Crytek, which is AR based on AR-15. And then when they walked over and they noticed, wait a second, these are not real gun; these are airsoft.
Wait, people mistook them for real rifles?
Initially, yeah, some of them actually thought they were real.
That's a pretty striking reveal moment.
Well, I mean, it's fun to watch their reaction, and they were
Mm-hmm.
surprised, genuinely surprised. And then we have to tell them that, hey, look, we this is actually a review party. We are here to announce that Chris USA is now entering the airsoft market. Crytek is the brand name, and these are the product lines that these are the products that are coming soon. And we're here to explain to you what they are, why we are doing it, and how we're doing it.
Right. You weren't just showing hardware, you were showing intent.
Yeah, correct. I mean, it's we have to try a different approach because there are so many brand out there for airsoft, and for us to stand out immediately, we have to surprise them, and we also have to sell them a philosophy why we are different than the others. Let me give you a reason why. Back in the old days, most of the firearms company, they only license their company name or brand name to a airsoft manufacturer in either China or Taiwan, OEM projects, or they would basically just let them license them for the to manufactured. But for us, we don't want to take that approach. We want to have everything controlled by ourselves. We actually have our own factory. We have our own engineering teams, and we have our own um, assembly line, QC process, everything. We're basically bringing the firearm side, how we do firearms, and we took that know-how and applied that process onto making airsoft guns.
That's a clear philosophical line. Build it like you build real ones, not just borrow a name.
Correct. Yep.
That makes the reveal make sense.
That's correct. The whole message is to let people know that we are serious about entering into airsoft business. We are doing a little bit different than most company, and most importantly, because we are all players ourselves, we want our products to play like the way it was intended to be. And that's the whole presentation was built around, saying we're here to stay, we're going to be different from the others and from typical airsoft products. I think we delivered that message. We achieved that goal that night.
I think that's what made the difference. It wasn't just the products, it was the conviction behind them, which actually makes me wonder if that much thought went into the philosophy. I bet the name wasn't picked by accident either. Where did KRYTAC come from?
All right, so there's a funny side story before I explain the word Crytek. Originally, I proposed a completely different name. I want to use the word Kerberos. And Peter, my boss, he didn't like it. He didn't know what it was. So I explained to him, okay, so that's just another name for Cerberus, the famous hellhound, three-headed hellhound, three-headed guard dog. And he looked at me like, well, okay, most people don't know. I was like, well, my friends and I know about it. And he said, because you guys are nerd. And okay, fair enough. We probably aren't a bunch of nerds. But anyway, the idea got shot down, and we settled with the name Kraken Tactical. Then we shortened it to Crytek because we felt the word tactical could be a bit overused, and we combined Kraken and tactical to Crytek. The why Kraken, there's also a reason for that too, because our benefactor, which is the owner or the founder of Chris Group,
Mm-hmm.
he is actually Norwegian, and Kraken
Oh.
is a methodical creature in Norway.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we're basically using the word Kraken to give a respect to the origin of a founder. That's why Kraken Tactical, Crytek.
That's a pretty neat little detail. Like it's not just a cool mythical name, but it ties back to the founder's roots too. It's a good way of making it feel personal, not just tactical buzzwordy.
Yeah. There's one more thing too. If you have seen our patch that we gave out,
Mm-hmm.
most people have a Crytek patch, right? The Crytek will have a little Kraken logo in the middle, and then you have the word Crytek on top. And the majority of the patch out there will say the word unlimited. Okay, but
Mm-hmm.
there's actually uh, a batch that we produce at the beginning during uh, launch time. The bottom actually say unleashed. So it's actually Crytek Unleashed. That is to, I guess, use the word
Mm.
commemorate the launch of the brand. And those are limited patch.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice.
That's a cool detail.
Yeah, and
Yeah, Unleash definitely.
if you
Go ahead.
yeah if you got one, you should hold on to it because those are very limited run. And yeah, the word Unleashed, it's also a note from one of the movie Clash of the Titan where Zeus released the Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, release the Kraken, and yeah, it's KRYTAC Unleashed.
Right, of course. Release the Kraken. That tie-in makes the limited patch even more fun. It's like an inside joke for people who were in the room when it all started. Are there many of those out there?
Patch? Um,
Yeah,
Maybe about 1,000 or less. I know we don't have that many, and those are like we only give those away, and you cannot even buy them. So yeah, those are limited run. And yeah,
got it.
we have a lot of these stories that background story, a lot of things that we don't talk about. But yeah, this is one of them.
That's a great little piece of lore. Limited runs like that definitely carry a lot of sentimental value.
Oh, absolutely. I'm keeping mine. I'm not giving away. So no, you cannot have it.
Mhm. Totally fair. Now, looking back over these first few episodes, it really feels like we've completed the first chapter. We started with how you found your way into KWA and how that shaped your career. Then we followed what happened when that chapter ended and you had to start over from scratch. From there, we watched you build a new team, develop new products, and define the philosophy behind KRYTAC. And today we saw how all of that came together with the launch, the brand, and even the story behind the KRYTAC name. I feel like I understand not just where KRYTAC came from, but how you got there.
Yeah, I think this is where this chapter should end. The podcast is really about the people I've run into, the stories behind them, and all the behind the scenes stuff. I just want to spend a few episodes at the beginning to set the stage so the listener can understand where I'm coming from and why I see things the way I do. Starting with the next episode, we are going to head to a different direction. There are other things I want to talk about. There are stories I want to talk about. We can talk about other brands like Tokyo Marui or GNG or different other, Arcturus, even Specna. I mean, I can talk about all this other brand. Um, I want to answer some questions like why certain things designed certain way. We can even go back to Crytek and say, hey, what happened to certain products like the Origin 12? I'm pretty sure that you guys are wondering about that. Anyhow, these are the things that I want to cover. And if there's anything else you want me to talk about, or if you have questions about the airsoft industry as a whole, let me know. There's an email address in the description below. And better yet, come join us in the Cooking with Allizard Facebook group. That's where I post a lot of pictures, projects I've worked on, and we can continue the conversation. And I think you'll find it pretty interesting. And one more thing. Crytek recently announced their new brushless motor, and I have a few thoughts about that. So if you would like to hear my take, stay tuned. We'll talk about it in the next few episodes.
And don't forget, if you'd like to keep the conversation going, come join us in the Cooking with Allizard Facebook group. I really love your questions, your ideas, and what you want us to cover next.
I'm Alan.
And I'm Alex. Thanks
Thanks
for
for
listening.
listening. We'll see you
We'll
next
see you
time.
next time.